We live? Okay. All right, Shalom Israel. Y'all watching y'all shot right now. Y'all just smile, thumb, I'll show y'all shot all the sisters. Salaki, y'all looking for something. Y'all watching y'all shot, Bracket thoughts, all the brothers. Y'all was Shemar, thumb, by Shem, y'all shot to all the sisters. It's Isupk Lashwan Kadash. Today, as y'all know, we've been going in chronological order of the Bible, right? Breaking down one verse from each book of the Bible, meaning Genesis, Exodus, and so on. All right. Right now we're in the book of 2 Samuel. Trying to find this. Trying to find the class on the Atlantic City page. Give me 1 second. You got it up on the YouTube, right? All right. Hold on. Let me see. Take a look. So I'm about to write these words up on the board. There we go. I'm about to write these words up on the board. Let me pause it. I'm about to write these words up on the board. I can copy these words. I'm giving you the random words from each verse. The random words from the verse, and then we're going to translate it ourselves. Okay. Just let me share this real quick, and then we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna show you all the arsenal real quick. Show you all the arsenal of all the books that you're going to need for the class. All right? All the books that you're going to need for the class. Hold on. Wait 1 second. Bear with me 1 second. All right? Now, that being said, let me bring up the books that you're going to need for the class. A lot of them. I didn't even bring the main one of the main ones, which is the Biblical Hebrew Working Textbook. All right, you can get that off our website. But of course, you're going to need the New Testament in Hebrew. All right, of course, I glued the seal on there myself. But this is the New Testament in Hebrew. Okay, yeah, that looks real good. All right, next, in Yehuda. English to Hebrew, Hebrew to English dictionary. Okay. Merriam-Webster's Pocket Dictionary. King James, 1611. 1611 King James Edition Bible. I'm not sure if you can find this. Hebrew and English lexicon of the Old Testament. Okay. Of course, regular King James Bible. You're gonna need an Apocrypha. I didn't bring the of course, can't forget this here, y'all. Slide. You're gonna need the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Okay. And last but not least is the Ben Yehuda. I said the Ben Yehuda. Salaki is the Biblical Hebrew Text and Workbook. You're going to need that as well. All right. Now, with that being said, I'm going to give you all the words from out of the verse. Now, I'm going to give it to you in random order. On purpose. On purpose, give it to you in random order. All right. For the purpose of translating the Bible. Translating it ourselves. Okay. So, first word I'll give you is malak. All right, and we in 2 Samuel. This is the verse that we're doing. 2 Samuel. 2 Samuel. What is this? This is 5 and 6. 2 Samuel 5 and verse 6. Okay, let's put this on a little sidebar here. 2 Samuel chapter 5 and verse 6. All right. So the first word I'm going to give you is malak. Now we're going to be writing all in ancient Hebrew. Okay. Not any of the Assyrian. Malak is a word that means king. Okay? Let me give y'all the random words, and then we'll actually go in to breaking down the verse and reading the verse and everything like that afterwards. All right? The next word is going to be owl. Let me move this down here real quick. Move this towards the bottom. All right. 2 Samuel, chapter 5. Okay, 5 and verse 6. There you go, right there. The next word I'm going to do is owl. I'm going to do it under here so y'all don't think I'm trying to write in a sentence, okay? And I always keep the character the letter H in it for in the actual pronunciation, just for new people that may not understand, they may not get it. They may say, well, everything is ba ga da, and the character it has I in it. And then, the la, the character la, which is right here, the L, instead of it being Allah, it's ow. Whatever it's being connected to loses the I at the end of it. So that's the reason why I keep it up there. All right, ow means to. It also means unto in Old Quaker English, but none of us speak Old Quaker English, which is why, I'm not going to go all the way into it. All right, so I'm going to put a line in between the there. Make a line right here. Okay, so the next word. Go down towards the bottom. Hana. Hana. Okay? Hana is a word that means here or now. All right? We're going to stick with here. I ain't going to use now because I think there's another word for now is aitha, which I think is the more common word. May or may not be. We use hana to say behold. That's another thing hana means is behold. Let me put that up there real quick. Hana is like lo, behold. All right. So here, lo, and behold. All right. Now over time, you'll start to see like the same words. We use the same words over and over. Just like we do today, we say we, today, us, all. The same, pretty much the same vocabulary we talking. All right. Let's do kaya. This word right here, kaya. Kaya. This word kaya, it means for. Also means because. All right, the word kaya. Now, depending on what we got down here, I might try to fit something in here or something like that, but probably won't. Okay. Okay, let's keep going. Let's do the word amar. 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 Amar is a word that means say, said, say. Okay. Say, said, and say. What amar means. I believe it was used as speak one time or a few times, but it's not common because we have a word for speak. All right. Let me see what I can put down here. See if I can get something down here. Who knows? I might be able to. Okay, The next word is arataza. Ra-Taza, like Captain Kataza. All right. Oh, big shout out to congratulations to the Ottawa, Captain Karafia. Give him UK in. Gotta get that in. Okay. Arataza is a word that means land, earth. It's used as earth. That's the main one. Earth is the main one. Land, ground. Earth and ground are the two main ones, all right? That is used as. So land, earth, ground. Okay? The word arataza. All right. I think I can get something over here. We'll see. Let's see if we can get let's go back towards the top. Let's get Yashab. See if we can get Yashab in here. Now look at how it is online. Yashab. Y'all hear this a lot, all right? When we say Yashab, which means to be seated, right? Yashab is a word that means dwell, sit, inhabit. All right, inhabit. I think inhabit has an E in it. I'm not sure, I don't know. If I'm not mistaken. Oh, damn, I done jammed this up. Almost, where we at? 5 and 6. Boom, here we go. So dwell, sit, inhabit. That's what Yashab means. All right, let me see, what else? What are we gonna do now? Can I fit one more on here? Let me step out the way and take a look. Y'all see this? Okay. All right, that's pretty good. Might be a little rough though. I'm gonna try it. Try it. Depending on how it looks, we may just move on. Let's go to let's do Yalak. All right, Yalak. Okay. So you got Yashab and then you have Yalak. Can y'all see this up here on the screen? All right. Yalak. Yalak is Y-A-L-A-K, and it means went. We'll just keep went. All right. It means went. It means a few other things. We're gonna stick with went because I guess depends on how you want to say it. Let's just stick with went because went is one of the main things that Yalak is used for. It's a different way to say go, which is halak. Halak is go. That's where it comes from, halak. But Yalak means went. And it also is used as go as well, but not that often. It's usually went, because they'll just say halak, which means walk or go. And they'll usually say Yalak, which means went. Okay? So y'all got those, y'all should have those down. Y'all should have those down. Give y'all a little bit to write it down. Is there any questions online?
Sir.
All right. Sweat. Oh, we ain't got that many left, okay? Got that many words left. All right. We'll go, no sweat. Everybody, as y'all know, we had a high holy day coming up tomorrow, the Feast of Tabernacles, okay? The closing of the Feast of Tabernacles coming up tomorrow. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so lock here. So I'm gonna go ahead and erase the board. We're gonna get it in with the next set of words. All right. Since we made some boxes, we might as well keep them up there and use the same ones. Feast of Tabernacles, man. Right. We dwelt in booths and tents. Okay. Priest and Outside Baja was about to do a hell of a breakdown in New York. I was talking to him earlier. I said, man, he was breaking it down. I said, brother, I got to see that class. You know what I mean? We was just on the phone. Big shout out to 2016 Hebrew Academy graduate, my fellow Hebrew Academy partner, Isupk, out there in headquarters. All right. Tell you something, Marzo. Isupk ain't nothing to be played with. That's a fact. Man, you be like, listen, I gotta love the UPK, brother. All right, Warriors. So now, let's get the next set of words. We're gonna start with. Let's go with Ayash. You know what? Let's go with this right here. If you don't know this, this is good. This is a good one for you to learn if you don't know it. You're raw. Shalom. You're raw. Shalom. Pronounced Y-A-R-A-W. Shalom. Everybody knows that one, right? You should by now. Shalom. What is I'm gonna leave that up there for a second. Somebody type in what that means. Okay? Somebody type in what that means. Let's go here with it. Let's go erase a little bit of that. Still around. Let's go with Dawada. Uh-oh, boys, Dawada. They getting scared now. I don't know what to do. They don't know what to do now. Dawada. Alright, Dawada is David. King David's name in Hebrew, which is where we get this shield from his signature. Okay? It's not the goddamn mark of the beast and whatever the hell else they say. Right. The Illuminati, whatever. What they say this is? Oh, the Star of David.
Star Molech.
Star of Molech. That's what it's called. Star of Molech. It's not the Star of Molech. Neither is it the Star of David. It is King David's signature. It is the shield of Zion. The seal of King David. Okay? Let's keep going. Anybody type in what this what your Jerusalem is? What does it mean? All right, let's go down. Let's go. I'm gonna put this right here. Let's do the next one. The next one is not Amon, but Okay. A-H-M. And what it means is it's used as if. It's also used as whether. Like whether or not to go. Okay? Alright? If, whether or not, okay, or whether, however you want to say it. I don't know if y'all can read my handwriting clearly. I'm going to rewrite the word whether. But that's what it means. If and whether. I believe it's WH. Okay? Like whether or not. Alright? Okay? So now, let's keep going. Boom, boom, boom. I want to go back up to this word right here to make sure that we don't skip it. Let's do Yabawasia. Ya, Ba, Sai. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what the pronunciation of this is, right? But for now, we're going to say Yabawasi. All right? Or your Yabawas. Yeah. All right? Which is Jebu. Oh, so like, let me put how you pronounce it first. It's the word Jebusite. Okay? Ya, Ba, Was, Ya. All right? Jebusite. Which is the Africans. All right, tribe of the Africans. Okay. So we're gonna get over here. We gotta left this space out, right? And let's put let's come down. Boom. Okay. Let's put Izar. All right. It's like I wore. The word I wore. Okay. I wore. So like an incorrect pronunciation. Give me for that. I wore means to turn away. Turn away, to turn aside. Right? To turn away, turn aside. Okay? So turn away, turn aside, to put aside. Okay? That means all these different things. All right? I can put depart from too. I don't know if I can fit it, but depart from. All right. Boom, boom. So, with that being said, that's what this means. Let me see. I could probably get a little bit of from in here. Depart from. Okay. Let's keep going. Any questions online?
Nah, sir.
All right. No sweat. No sweat. Boom, boom. Next word is ayash. And so like once we've done ayash, I'll give you the meaning to that. Okay? Ayash, AHYASH. Like Officer Ayash Kabawat. Ayash is a word that means man. It also means men. And it's also used as anyone. Y'all didn't know that. Right? It's also used as anyone. You might see Ayash, that word there. Alright? This word right here, if y'all didn't know, Jerusalem is Jerusalem.
Right.
Okay? Jerusalem. Alright? Jerusalem. Alright? Boom, boom, boom. Let's keep going. What else we got left? I believe we only got a few left. Let's see. Now remember that we're doing these words randomly. We're doing random. We're not doing them in order as they are in a sentence. We're giving them randomly because we are going to translate the sentence ourselves. All right. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna let y'all have that. We got 3 more left. I'm gonna put them all up at the same time. Give us a chance to get it in. All right, all at the same time. So boom, boom. We got 1, 2, 3. Yep, 3 words left. Bang, bang, and bang. Jerusalem is what that word is what that word is Jerusalem. Jerusalem, and the scripture we get into is actually the next verse, which we're not going to break down. The next verse is we're going to read it out with it. We're going to read it out with it. But the main verse is talking about you'll see. You see the words up there. You'll see what it's talking about. We're in 2 Samuel chapter 5 and verse 6. Okay? Everybody should have this. Should be able to screenshot it. Everybody should have it. All right? I would like for it to be a way where I can back this up a little bit. This light. Boom. There we go. Damn, look at that. There's some justice over here. All right, there we go. It's a little bit. Trying. Okay. All right, so now let me erase the board. We got 3 more left. 3 more left that we're gonna go into. 3 more words left, and then we're going into translating the verse. All right. There's a difference. We're not breaking down the verse, and we're not rebuilding the verse. If we were breaking down the verse, we would be, going through the scripture and all that, and giving you the understanding of the verse. So we're not exactly breaking down the verse, and we're not rebuilding the verse using these words, because we're going to put it, the verse is already built. We just literally just translating it. If we were rebuilding the verse, we would find the words ourselves instead of using what we have already from the verse. All these words are in the verse. We would read out the verse and then try to find words that mean what it's saying and try to actually build it. What we're going to do is we're going to take the words that's there, because they all have different meanings, and we're going to translate it. All right? So let's do the last 3. The first one that we're going to do is Sawar. 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 All right. This is what the word Sawar means. Okay. Salakia. I think I gave y'all the wrong one. I gave y'all. Did we do Sawar? We just did one. I think we did Ivor. I think I gave y'all the meaning for Sawar. Hold on, let me just make sure. Because I think I gave you Ivor. I should have gave you Sawar. Well, I put up the word Ivor, and I believe I gave you the meaning for Sawar. Yeah, Ivor was blind. So Sawar was take away, turn aside. All right. Turn aside and depart. Okay. Now let me rewrite it. So it was turn aside, it was depart from, put aside. That was Sawar. I'll give you the correct one for I will. So turn aside. Okay, and put aside. Okay, and also depart from. That's a war. Now the word I war is blind. The boom boom, see, that's how you pronounce it. I war. and it means blind. All right. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Let's see. Also blind men. All right. Let's keep going. Slacking for that. Akim wa akwathin. Okay. Now the Hebrew class, just so y'all know, Hebrew class is sort of an Esau setting type of class. Like how he does his, elementary school and high school and college and all that. It's not like you getting a big scripture breakdown. We literally learning the words and learning the language. All right. Boom, boom, boom. So let's keep going. So we did. All right. So I gave you the correct translation for I war. Gave you the correct translation for Civil War. The next word is Isupk. Isupk. Okay. And this Isupk means, Slovakia, could I pronounce it? It's not Pasach, it's Isupk with the harder ka. All right, it means Passover. Passover, it also means to be lame. Okay, it means Passover, it also means to be lame. All right, or move this line up the way. To be lame, also to limp.
Why is it to limp?
Huh?
What's the to limp about? Like, why is it?
Like how somebody walk with a limp. Same thing as it means to be lame, like lame or like paralyzed. Mm-hmm. Sort of the same thing. To limp, to be lame. Because when you limping and lame, it's all got to do with walking. Boom, 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 boom. That's it. All right. It also means to skip, but we ain't gonna put that up there yet. Actually, we can fit it since we got a nice little bit of space. To skip. All right. The main use is Passover. It's famous for the Passover, where the Lord skipped over us or passed over us if we had the blood on our doorpost. All right. The next and last word is Bawa'ah, which we go over all the time. All right. Bawa'ah. Which means it's used as come in, enter in, came, and we came in, come in, enter into, Bawa'ah. All right. So let me get out the way, give everybody a chance to write that down, or to screenshot it, whatever you need to do. Put the arsenal back up on the podium. Then we'll read and translate the verse. We in 2 Chronicles, chapter 5, and verse 6. Now we need a little background on it. Talking about King David. King David, we already seen that. They got a little something to do with Jerusalem or Jerusalem. Good night. Big shout out to preaching officer Abba, all right? Barzal Rakad, if I could, can you give me 2 Samuel chapter 5 and verse 6?
It's the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 5, chapter 5 and verse 6. And the king and his men went to Jerusalem unto the Jebusites, the inhabitants of the land, which spake unto which spake unto David, saying, except thou take away the blind and the lame, thou shalt not come in hither. Thinking David could not come in hither.
Who are the Jebusites? Jebusites is the tribe of Ham, tribe of Hamites. These Hamites, they got a little cocky with King David. They ain't know King David was that bull like that. We in Philly, so we can say that bull. They ain't know he was that bull like that. I mean, they told David, read it again. It's like,
Oh, God. Sorry. And the king and his men went into Jerusalem unto the Jebusites, the inhabitants of the land, which spake unto David, saying, except thou take away the blind and the lame, thou shalt not come in hither. Thinking David cannot come in hither.
Thinking King David could not come in here. They made a grave mistake. We're going to start writing this up on the board real quick. All right? Oh, it's like, let me read it in Hebrew. Can't forget that. It's the Hebrew class. Lashwan Kodash. I'm going to read 2 Samuel chapter 5 and verse 6. Wayalak, Hamalak, Wa Anashua, Wa Jerusalem, Al Ha Yabasia, Ya Washab, Ha Rataza, Wa Amor, La Dawada, La Amor, La A, Thabawa, Hana, Kaya, Hasawarka, Ha Iworium, Wa Ha Pasakium, La Amor, La A, Yabawa, Dawada, Hana. Now, I'm going to read it again after we break it down in the Hebrew. It's some things that I emphasized in Hebrew, certain words like la'ah. All right? Certain words like ha'ivorium, ha'pasakium. Okay? And you'll know why I emphasize those words. Okay? Now, let's get into it. Let's start translating it right now. So, and the first word or the first one was why. I must have writing in the Syria. Good night. I started writing in the Syria. 1 second. So why you lock? Why you lock? Okay, I'm gonna write it out and then we'll put what he's from here. Wayalak, Hamalak. Wayalak, Hamalak. Wa Anash. Wa Anash. Yo. Oh, Wa Anash. You will. All right. We'll just start breaking that first one down. So, this is how you pronounce it. Wa Yalak. Okay. Hamalak.
Wa Anashim. Nash. Oh, I keep saying yum is your wa. Wa Anashim wa.
I'll leave a little bit of space to put the translation. We'll keep going. All right. Yerushalayim. So if y'all can see me writing, I want y'all to get used to writing like this as well. If you want to, okay? It's easier to write how it's pronounced. Yah, Ra, to put the connectors in how it's pronounced instead of writing a long word and gotta go back and keep doing it, all right? Yerushalayim, Al, and like I said, that's if y'all want to. It's not a rule. Al, Ha, Yabas, Ya. Okay? Al, Ha, Yabasya, and what was the last one? Yashab. Yawashab. I don't know if we can, Yawashab. I don't know if you can see this. So let's start with that. Start with it. Let's stay right here with it. And let's translate it. Oh, Salaki. Let me put I gotta put the pronunciations. I'm back. Yerushalayim. All right. Yerushalayim. Al. Ha. Yabasya. Ayabasya. Yashab. Yawashab. Okay, now let's translate it. What did the word yalak mean? If anybody remember? Yalak it meant went. But you got a connector at the beginning, which is wa. So wa yalak. Wa at the beginning of a root word, salaki. So we know that the root word is went. Yalak means went. Right? But the character wa at the beginning is a connector. Wa when it's at the beginning of a root word means and with. All right? Hamalak. You got another connector right here. Because the root word was malak. Right? Anybody remember what that meant? What it means? It means king. Malak. But when you got the character ha at the beginning, it means the king. All right? Let's keep going. Wa anash yawa. So you got the character wa at the beginning. Anash, if y'all didn't know, remember it was ayash. Ayash, they used anash, okay? Which is the root word, which is anashia, which is the same thing as ayash. All right? Ayash, I believe, comes from anash or anashia, right? Which is the same thing. So this is the root word. Then you have wa. So you got y at the beginning, and you got wa. So anash, we know, is man or men, whichever one y'all want to use, right? So what we got, and with the king, y at the beginning is and, right? Your wa, Yah could be a connector for the y at the end, which is his, right? So what will match here? So let's say this is just a connector. I want you to see there. It's a connector, but this is his. Okay, y at the end is him or his. So I doubt if it's saying and went the king and something him. And with the king and something him.
This word was ayash, which was man, men, and anyone. So, and anyone, or and his anyone, and his man, and his men, which is what I would think it would be. The king and his men, from the root word ayash. Okay? So, boom, boom. So, Wayalak and went. Hamalak, the king. Wa'anashua and his men, or and men his. And this C is a connector. Character Yah is a connector. You will learn that too in the as we go along. The character Yah is also used as a connector. And with his men, okay. Jerusalem, which is Jerusalem. We went over that. All right. Also, like is E. I put Jerusalem. It's Jerusalem with E in English. Jerusalem. Okay. So we got. Let me step over here just so y'all can see it. Hey, Barzal, can you make the screen big for me so I can see?
Okay.
As well, I'm trying to watch it online as well and see. All right, just make sure everybody can see. Good. All right, so you got Wayalak and went. Hamalak, the king. Wa'anashua and men his, with a connector to connect his to men. All right. And his men, Jerusalem, which is Jerusalem. Now we're going to keep going. Anybody remember what the word owl was? Owl was, in Old Quaker English, it means unto. Of course, we don't speak Old Quaker English. We don't say I'm going unto the store. So, we're going to use the word to, because it means to or unto. Jerusalem, to, okay, Yah, so like your ha, Yabas, Yah. So ha at the beginning of a root word is the, and as y'all can see by now, this word was Yabawasia, right? But words can, letters can drop off, like weak letters can drop off. Okay. So I'm pretty sure right here the reason why they didn't use ayash, and they just used the regular word anash, because you got yah right here. Ayash, Yahweh. You could have did it. You could have said it, but why anash Yahweh and his men, to say men instead of anyone or man. Just use the root word for man or men. All right. So right here, the character wa dropped off. Because remember, before the word was Yah, Salaki Yah, Bawas. Yah Bawas, Yah. And that was Jebusite. But this character wa here dropped off. Okay? And now it's this Ha, Yah, Bas. Yeah. All right. So there you have it. I hope y'all understood that. All right. If not, you can rewind it and just go back over. So ha at the beginning is the. Yabasia is Jebusite or Jebusites. Okay. And the last one is Yeshab. Anybody remember what Yeshab meant? Now I got a question for you. How y'all feel about these headpieces? I think I'm gonna start making some of these, man. I made this one at the Passover by accident. I was trying to put some diamonds on the garment, but I didn't know if it would stick because I didn't I don't know how to hand sew none of that. And you can't use a sewing machine to sew through the diamonds. So this is a sidebar. So I glued it to what I make the armbands out of.
This is to see if it would stick. I'm like, because I didn't think it would stick to this. I'm like, if it can stick to this, then it can stick to the garment. Because the garment's soft. So I glued it to this, and it worked. But this is a belt.
Oh shit.
So once it stuck to this, I stuck this to the belt that I had that was ripped. It was already jammed up. And it just came together. I had some spikes, took some the little diamond things, and there you have it. Hey, y'all go get a load of air for that. Tell me if y'all like these though, man. I think I'm gonna start putting these out there, bro. So you gotta let me know, man.
Yeah. That's when I first seen it, you had it was like that. So when I was like, that's a headpiece you don't bring out there. Bring that one out. You know, that's the one when you feel like swaggy, you know you're gonna put that precinct wear on, you gotta bring that out.
Sign Christ.
That shit is all right. Especially if I could vouch to Officer Morale, when that thing hit the sun, it's definitely perfect for camp.
Oh, sign Christ. Damn right. Get a little hand for this. Man, I think we might got something. You know what I mean? Got some spikes. Put a couple spikes in it. You know, just to try to make it look like war ready. You know what I mean? So, sign Christ. So, Yeshua, the next word Yeshua. I came for the sidebar, y'all. I just had that. Yeshua is a word that means dwell. Remember that? It means dwell, it means inhabit, it means sit. So let's read what we got. Let's pick. Wayalak and when Hamalak the king, Anashua and his men, Jerusalem, Al to Ha Yabasia, the Jebusites. Yeshua, dwell, to the Jebusites dwell, to the Jebusites sit, to the Jebusites inhabit. Let's put dwelling. Let's try that, right? Now, y'all know I'll be doing this on purpose, just so y'all know. If there's any clowns out there, right? I'll put dwelling as dwelling, right? Now, you know, I can see the Hebrew. I can see it and pick the word. It's in the actual scripture. Barzal. So we're doing this. Some things I'm doing on purpose for the teaching purpose, for the purpose of actually teaching. That's why I'm giving you the words in random. That's why we're picking what it is. I could just pick all the messed up ones, but we'll never have, you know what I mean? It'll be harder. So I gotta throw in the curveball. I gotta put different things in. I just had to say that. Some people might try to say you don't know what the hell we're doing. But we do it all on purpose. All right? Trying to help our people learn our language. Let's keep going. So, Wayalak and when Hamalak the king, Anashua and his men, Jerusalem, Al to Hayabasia, the Jebusites, Yahushua dwelling, and went the king and his men Jerusalem to the Jebusites dwelling. I can guarantee you this is probably to Jerusalem. This is probably to Jerusalem, to the Jebusites dwelling. And went the king and his men to Jerusalem to the Jebusites dwelling. I can guarantee you, almost. Damn near. Wayalak, Hamalak, Anashua, Jerusalem, Al-Hayabasia, Yahushua. And went the king and his men Jerusalem to the Jebusites dwelling. Let's keep going. Let's put the rest up. Y'all should have took a screenshot of it. Locking. I should have told y'all to get a screenshot of it before I erase it. But y'all know I can rewind the class on YouTube, get a quick screenshot, and then come on back to where we at live. All right, 2023. You know how to use the internet, so we ain't got to worry about it. So now let's keep going. All All right, so we did that. Boom, boom, boom. Yeshua, boom, boom, boom. Jerusalem, Jerusalem. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Yeshabium. Boom, bang. Now we at Ha'aratazah. Ha'aratazah. Let's put that up. Ha'aratazah. You see what I just had to do? I'm trying to train us to not have to do that anymore. But once again, it's not an order or nothing like that. All right. Waya Amor. Wa Ya Amor. Waya Amor. La Dawada. So scared of that Dawada.
Right.
They frightened them. God dang. La Dawada. So let's put this. Ha'aratazah. Ha is the at the beginning of the root word, right? Ha'aratazah. Ara, and then Tazah. Ha'aratazah. Wa Ya Amor. Wa Ya Amor. Okay. Putting the connectors up there. La Dawada. La Dawada. All right. Let's keep going. Sloppy. Where we at now? Waya Amor, La Dawada, La Amor. We're gonna leave some space for the translation. La Amor. Okay. La'ab. One of the words I emphasize. La'ab. Oh, it's like I almost lost my place. La'ab. Tha. Bawa'ab. La'ab. Tha. Bawa'ab. Hana. And now, do we got any word? We got one more. Kaya. You know what? I'm gonna leave you off with. I'm gonna put Kaya over here. This. I don't know if y'all can see it. Let me see if I can finish this out. Now I'll do it on the next one. Kaya. Oh yeah, you can see. Okay, so with that being said, La Amor. La Amor. Okay. La'ab. It's the pronunciation for this. Fa Bawa'ab. The Bawa'ab. Hana. All right. And Kaya. Now, as y'all see, I'm putting up all the, I already marked off all the connectors. I already underlined all the connectors, all the connecting letters. Okay, so, Ha'aratazah, word Aratazah. What was the word for Aratazah? Anybody remember? While y'all do that, I'm gonna keep going. But we say this in the prayers all the time. Aratazah. All right? And we know that Ha at the beginning is the. So we're going to leave that up there. Why Ya Amar? Why at the beginning of a root word is and. Ya at the beginning of a root word is he.
to show direction, to show who it's talking about. All right. Remember, you can't sneak this in our language, so it might not be in it. It is usually used to show direction of who it's talking about, which is dawa da. La at the beginning is to. I'm not going to say unto. It's to, and then dawa da is David. And we can remember Aratazai. The word Aratazai, what did it mean? It meant ground. We put the marker back in. It meant ground, it meant land, and it meant earth. All right. Said to the Jebusites dwelling, the earth, the land, the ground. I think the land sounds a little bit better. To the Jebusites dwelling in the land, and he. Amar, what is Amar? The word Amar meant say, saying, said, and he said, and he said, and he said. And he said to David, let's use say. Y'all know I do stuff on purpose. Let's just do say. All right? We ain't talking about the alcohol. And he said to David, listen, if you got some do say, it is the Sabbath, go get you some do say. Watch the class, it might make you more enticed. I'm just La Amar. Just La Amar to say it. Just trying to say it. All right, La Amar. And he said to David, La Amar, say, right? I know this La means two. But usually when you see La Amar, it's usually the word say, with meaning like to say. It'll say to say, but it'll actually mean say, right? So let's switch this around. Let's put say here, right? Let's make it easy. Say, and he said. And then we'll put La Amar to say. And then when we break it down, when we actually do the translation, I read what it said, it'll be say. Y'all understand why I did that. Alright? La'ah. Everybody should know the word la'ah. So we're gonna skip over it and then we'll put it back. Tha, the beginning of a root word, is a tense. It's a tense. It's either past, present, or future tense. I believe it's you. It's either you. It depends on what it is. When it's feminine, I believe it's her or she. It's the same as you, masculine. Right? But it's a tense. So we'll put that here. It's a tense. Right? So it could either be past. It's a tense. It can either be past tense, present tense, or future tense. All right? It's a tense. It's either past, present, or future tense. The word bawa'ah was to say, come. Oh, so I can la'ah. La'ah is a word that means no or not. We'll stick with no. That's the basic meaning. To say no and then come in, enter in. Right? So let's read what we got before we pick. Ha'aratazah, the land. Waya Amar, and he said, La Dawada to David. La Amar to say. La no. Bawa'a, come in. No enter in. No came in. No come. No came. Pause, but I'm gotta say it. It's a word. It's not in that context. We're gonna put come in. No come in. Alright. Fix this E a little bit, make it a little more easier to understand. to say, no, come in. Hana. What did Hana mean? Hana mean here. It meant behold. It meant lo. Let's use lo. No, you know what? Let's use the easier one. No, to say no, come in. Hana, here. I was gonna put lo and try to throw everybody off because I know that kaya means for. I was gonna say lo for something, something, something. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna throw everybody off like that. Let's use kaya. I mean, let's just stick with here. Go to the word kaya. Kaya means for, or it also means because. Let's use because, just to not give it away. Because. So, Ha'arataza, the land, Waya Amar, and he said, La Dawada to David, right? La Amar to say, La no, Fabawa come in, Hana here, Kaya because. So we're gonna stick with that. Gotta get a time check, it's 8:12, so I'm still good on the time. And we just damn near went through the whole entire verse. So if we get through this, I might put up the second verse, Barzal. I might throw in the second one. Because that's the one that, Israel gonna stand on. Just put it that way. Alright, so y'all take a screenshot of this, and then we're gonna keep going. So what we got left? We got a little bit left in this verse. We might be done by probably 8:30. I might just put up the second part to it because it's only a few words anyway. All right. Everybody screenshot that. Now remember where we left off at, and the other one was Jebusites dwelling. Right? It could have been the dwelling of the Jebusites, the land, or the land of the Jebusites dwelling. Right? Either or, the land, right? And then it says, and he said, or it could have been to the dwelling of to the dwelling, the land of the Jebusites. Who knows how it was, all right? Because the way we broke it up, it ain't straight. But I can read it for you real quick since we got a little bit of time, right? It was Al Hayabasia unto the Jebusites, Yeshabiim, so like I say, Yeshabiim, Yahweh dwelling Ha'arataza, the land. All right, so it could have been unto the land of the Jebusites dwelling. Okay, could have been that. Saying to David, and he said to David to say, not the tents come in here because. All right. And with that being said, let's keep going. See, these read the scripture for me one more time, Barzal. I always like to reiterate the scripture because you don't want to get too far off of it. And it might make it easier for you to translate if you hear what's being said. I read 2 Samuel 5 and 6. Bro, sure. And I'm going to write this on the board. Barzo.
Come.
Oh, you got it?
Come.
Oh, yeah, no, I was waiting on you.
Oh, sorry.
I'm like, oh man, I thought you was
They continue on 2 Samuel, right?
Yeah, 2 Samuel chapter 5, verse 6.
7 or 6?
Oh, 6.
Come. This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 5 and verse 6. And the king and his men went to Jerusalem unto the Jebusites, the inhabitants of the land, which spake unto David, saying, except thou take away the blind and the lame, thou shalt not come hither. thinking David could not come in hither.
Thinking David cannot come in here. Let's show you how these Africans deal with us. Like they think they know something with us.
Right.
They know something about us. They don't know nothing. Isupk. All right, Isupk. Ha. I warrior. I warrior. Okay. I don't think I can fit that over here. I'm gonna just come down here. I warrior. Waha Oslaki. So let me just put how you pronounce this. Okay. Ha. Then you got ka at the end. Ha, Sawar ka. Ka and the character ha both are both connectors. That A was messing with me. Where I wrote it. Looked a little weird. I'm gonna rewrite this last part. Ha Sawar ka. And then you got AHM. Alright? And Ka is a connector as well. Ha, I warrior. Yum is also a connector. It's also a connecting word. Ha, I was about to write it again. Ha, I wore. Yum. All right, I warrior. Let's keep going. We'll come down here. Waha. Pasak. Which is coming up. Waha. Pasak. Okay, Yum. Waha Pasakim. But how you pronounce it? Wa, ha, Pasak, and then Yum. Wa, ha, and Yum are all connectors. Okay. La Amar. La Amar. Boom, boom. Let's go La A. La A. Ya ba wa a. All right. So now let's get into La Amar. La we know is a connector. Amar. La A. We just went over La A. Ya ba wa a. We see that Ya is a connector. All right. Ya ba wa a. This is why I taught the connectors first. This is why I always teach the connectors first. Like when it comes to our language, I think we need to learn the connecting words first. Not the connectors like these, but the connecting words like wa, ha, yum, la, ba, all the connecting ones, ka, because it helps you understand what's being said, right? So now, first word is it meant if or whether. All right, we'll just put if. We ain't gonna go too far off. If. Okay, ha, so warka, the. You know, ha at the beginning of a root word means the. What was Sawar? I found out what the word Sawar was in the notes. Ka at the end of a root word means you or your. It means your, but it's used as you for slang. All right? It's used as you for slang. Okay, so let's somebody type in what Sawur was. Okay. And Sawur was the one that we messed up where I put like I believe I was about to write blind. No, I wore was the one where I messed up. I wore is blind. Y'all remember this? It was blind, but I believe I put depart from and take away from. So this one was turn aside, right? Or put away, right? Okay, or depart from. So let's put turn aside. Turn aside. Okay, and I'm pretty sure this is saying you instead of your. Right? Because the slang, remember, is used as slang. So if hasawarka, thus in parentheses, I'm guessing it's used to match because we used the before. The turn aside you. All right. I'm only putting it in parentheses, even though it's there, just because it's used to match. It has to, in our language, the way we write has to match. I believe we used the before, and that's why it's even here. The, right here, right? The turn aside you, or the depart from you, or the put away you. If the put away you, right? But it's just the way we write and the way we speak is used to match and not exactly to say the. Where right here is actually going to say the blind, right? Ha warrior, ha I warrior. The blind, and this is masculine plural. All right, masculine plural. I jammed up my M. I tried to write it out anyway. But masculine plural. Okay. So M for masculine, PL for plural. All right, the blind. Okay. Waha pasakin. Why the beginning of a root word means and. Ha is the. Beginning of a root word, it means the. Waha and the. Pasak, we know, is Passover. Right? And then yum is masculine plural. Let's not use Passover because I don't think it said Passover in the actual scripture. Let's try to use it just because we know what that one is. Let's say we know what it is, so let's just put it in there. This is a good exercise. Because you'll do that as well. You'll say, all right, well, I know that this word means Passover, but then you might not know that it means other words as well. So you'll just put in Passover. So you got if, hasawarka, turn aside you, if you turn aside, ha I warrior, the blind, waha pasak, and the Passover, and Passover, I believe this is just, no, we're gonna leave it there, and the Passover, la amar, right? La amar, to say or sing. Now let's leave it as to say. So that way, when it says sing in the scripture, you can know that it means sing. And I'll just put that in parentheses to say, to show you that that is used as say when it says to say. It's la amar, but it's used as saying. Right? Saying or to say, la no or not. Right? Not bawa'a, come in or enter in. Right? Let's put enter in. And ya is he. He at the beginning of a root word. Remember that? Yah is he. Not enter in. Or also, Bawa is enter into. But we ain't going to put all that. We're just going to put enter in. And let's try to translate. All right. If ha savorka, turn aside you, right? The does in parentheses because in our language it has to match. Ha I warrior, blind or the blind. All right. Waha pasak, waha pasakim, and the Passover, la amar, to say, la not, ya bawa'a, not he enter in or not enter in. Okay? Now, as a method to the madness, because once it all comes together, we're going to be able to see what we actually translate. We're going to be able to see it and where the, not where the error, where the errors are. That's the perfect word. And we're going to get a chance to see where the actual errors are or the changes or the way we use different words. All right. So now let's keep going. I'm going to erase the board. Marzal, can you read the scripture for me one more time?
Come on, God.
To keep everybody on their toes about what we translated.
Come on, God. This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 5 and verse 6. And the king and his men went to Jerusalem unto the Jebusites, the inhabitants of the land, which spake unto David, saying, except thou take away the blind and the lame, thou shalt not come in hither. Thinking David cannot come in hither.
All right. Not enter in. As we stopped off, that's where we left off at, right? The last three words, or the last part of the verse. Yaba wa'a. Yaba wa'a. Dawada. Yaba wa'a dawada. Boom boom la amor. Yep. Yaba wa'a dawada. Hana. It's the last part of it. Okay, Yah at the beginning, you know, is a connector. Yah, Bawa'a. You already know to identify that, right? Dawada, which is King David, right? And Hana, which is here. So he, or he will, right? He will, and then what did we use? Enter in. We'll use come in. In this case, come in, David. Right? Come in, David. Trying to jam it up. Let's fix it. Boom. Come in, David. And then here. Right? And I just picked them for you as the last three pretty much, but we already went over all of these, so we just chose. It was easy. So Hana, right? So Yaba Wa'a, he come in. Well, and just so you know, so, it's also saying he will. He will. Like when you see Yah at the beginning of a root word, it's also saying he will. So Yabawa'a, he will come in, David here. Okay. I think we left off. Yeah, it was La'ah. It was La'ah. Let me tell you what it was real quick. The last part that we just left off at. Damn, I was right. 8:30 exactly. It was it was La'ah.
Habawa'a Hana. Wait, that wasn't it. Hold on. It was La'amar, La'a. La'a was at the end. So I believe La'a should go over here, but we may have did it over here at the end. And I can tell you right now if we did or not. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, La'a, Yabawa'a. So this was the last word. So not, and we use enter in. So there's only two words left. There's only 2 words left in the verse. Not enter in. He will enter in David here. Or he enter in David here. Alright? So now, what I was just about to say was, right? This is really an actual sort of learning lesson. Like an English type of lesson, but it's Hebrew. So it's a little bit slower pace than what we would normally do, right? Like with scriptures and everything, it sort of keep you on your toes. But when you learn in Hebrew, you gotta go step by step because you learn the language and you gotta be able to speak it correctly. So now I'm gonna bring y'all over right to the Blue Letter Bible. We're gonna translate it from the Blue Letter Bible. All right. Let me pull this up on the screen for y'all. Give me 1 second. And then we're going to share it. So everybody can see. Let me share my screen. So what we did was we took the random words, right? We took the words and gave them to you randomly out of the verse. And then we took it and we translated it. We translated it from what we knew the words meant. All right, and from what we know that these words mean, the different meanings. So we had 2 Samuel 5 and verse 6. Okay. I'm gonna click on tools. What I like about using a computer when you go to the Blue Letter Bible is it has this box that says show vowel points. It has a check, like a check mark, where you can just take the check mark off and the Yiddish is gone. You check it again and the Yiddish comes back. All those little stupid dots, that's the Yiddish language, which we don't even need. You're gonna move us down to the bottom. We're gonna make the screen bigger. Here we go. All right. So I'll read it for us in Hebrew. Wayalak, Hamalak, Wa Anashua, Yerushalayim, Al Hayabasya, Wa Salaki, Yawashab, Ha'aratazah, Waya Amar, La Dawada, La Amar, La Kabawa'a, Hana, Kaya, Hasawarka, Ha'Iwarium, Wahapasakyum, La Amor, La Yaba'a, Salaki, La Yabawa'a, Dawada, Hana. All right. Now, remember what we translated as. We did, and he went, the king, and his men, Jerusalem, to the Jebusites, dwelling the land, and he said to David, saying, or to say, not come in here, because if, what was this? If turn aside you, the blind, and the Passover, saying, not come in, or come, or not enter in, or Salaki, not he will enter in David here. All right, remember that. So I'm gonna do it again. Wayalak, and he went. Hamalak, the king. Anashua, and his men. Yerushalayim, to Jerusalem. To Hayabashua, the Jebusites. Yahweh dwelling. Ha'aratazah, the land. Waya Amar, and he said, La Dawada, to David. La Amar, saying, or to say. La no. Tabawa, come in. Hana, here. Kaya, because. If. Hasawarka, turn aside you, or you turn aside. Ha'awarim, the blind. Wahapasakim, and pass over. La Amar, saying, or to say. La not. Yabawa, he will come in. Dawada, David, Hana, here. Okay? And once again, and he went, the king, and his men, Jerusalem, to the Jebusites, dwelling the land, and he said to David, saying, or to say, not come in here, because if turn aside you, or you turn aside the blind and pass over, saying, or to say, not he will come in here, not he will come in David here. So now that's what we did, just taking the words and placing them, taking the words and filling in what we know that these words mean. Now we're going to go and we're going to translate. Okay. All right. Give me Barzal, 2 Samuel 5 and 6. One more time. Actually got it up here. Let me see if I can make it bigger on the screen.
I got it.
Oh, you got it?
It's the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 5 and verse 6. And the king and his men went unto Jerusalem, unto the Jebusites, that in the inhabitants of the land, which spake unto David, saying, except thou take away the blind and the lame, thou shalt not come in hither, thinking David could not come in hither.
So it says, except thou take away the blind and the lame, thou shalt not come in hither, thinking David cannot come in here, or come in hither. All right, so this is what it was. And he went, and he went, the king. This is saying, remember this, he is not in it. This character, Yah, is not in it. I forgot y'all can see this. Good night. That's what I need. All I gotta do is click on it, right? Remember that the character Yah is not there. It's saying, and went. The Yah is to show direction of who went, who it is that went. And went, the king. Right, hold on, can I click on this? There we go, here, and went the king. Okay. Wa Anashia was. So Anashia is the root word for men. So the king and why at the beginning and why at the end, his. So it's saying and men his, and men his. Okay. So went the king and his men. See, Hebrew is so straightforward, but English turns is backwards.
turning of things upside down. You gotta go here, then you gotta go here, then you gotta come back to the middle to translate this godly language into a bastardized tongue. And his men. Whereas and men his. All right, let's keep going. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, right? And as you see, to Jerusalem. To Jerusalem. Even though it didn't have lie at the beginning, it was assumed to Jerusalem. Okay? Unto, or in this case, to, because we're not back in 1608. All right. When they started, I said 1608 because that's when King James had the Bible translated. That's when it officially started, 1608. Give London a hand, Salaka. Forgot about that as well. The UK did their thing. All right. Went and seen King James Castle. So, Salaki, I'll just recap. To Salaki, and went the king and his men to Jerusalem to, and here is Bawasya, right? The Jebusites. At the beginning to say the, Yabasia, just like we said, the Jebusites. All right, Yahweh. Here they used inhabitants, but I used dwelling on purpose. Okay, I don't know if y'all remember that. I used dwelling, not to just to not give it away. All right. The inhabitants. The was assumed. The was not in it. It was not written out. It was assumed the inhabitants. Okay. Remember the words that we did on purpose to get them wrong. All right. So that way we can learn and see how the words are also used. As we say Yeshabium in the class, it means to be seated, to sit, to dwell. That's why I put what we already knew, because that is the thinking process that people use. If you would have seen it and said, "Oh, that's Yeshab," oh, that means dwell. You're not going to say dwell. You're going to say, "Oh, that's Yeshab," it means sit. But as time go on, you might learn that it means dwell, that it means inhabitants. I should have used sit. That would have been a better one, right? Ha'aratazah, of the land. Of was assumed. Of was not written out. Of the land. Ha'aratazah, of the land. Right? Waya'amar, and Ya'amar, he said, so this is one of the times where they use speak for Amar. They use speak. It's crazy that I mentioned that because I forgot about it. I thought it would be all right just to mention in the class, but they actually used it here in this verse. They use Amar as speak, and they use the character Wa as which spake, or today we would say which spoke. The inhabitants of the land which spoke. Waya Amar, which spoke. La Dawada to David. You already got that, right? To David. Which spoke to David in 2023. The inhabitants of the land which spoke to David. La Amar, here it is, saying. Saying. La Amar, to say. Here it is, a saying, okay? Just like what we have in our notes. La'ah, thabawa'ah. So not, or no or not. It means no or not. All right? It means not. It also means no. They use it as not right here. La'ah, not. Thabawa'ah, which is the tense, right? Bawa'ah means come in. And is actually future tense. When it says thou shalt, or you shall, or today's English, you will. Thou shalt means you will. Thou is you, Old Quaker English. Shalt is shall, which means will. It's future tense.
not you will come in. You will not come in. Speaking unto David, you will not come in. Hana, here or hither, right? Which we know we don't say that anymore, but it means here. Kaya, which means for or because. In this case, it was used as except, because, for, except. That's easy to understand. All right. Except which is, it means if, but here they didn't put it because it's connected to this word, thou take away. Except, because they got kaya, except for if thou take away. Because if thou take away, for if thou take away, except thou take away. Except if thou take away. Hasawar. Hasawar ka comes from the root word sawar, the, and then ka at the end. So take away or put aside or turn aside or depart from. So you take away. So depart from you. Put aside you. Or turn aside you. Right? Except if you put away. Hasawar. Right? Or in that case, it was take away. I wore you. I wore is the root word, the blind. Except you take away the blind, and it's plural. Okay? Except you take away the blind, waha pasakim, and the. Now I use Passover on purpose, but remember we wrote lame, we wrote limp, and we wrote skip. And the lame, and the pasak, lame, plural. So except if put away or take away or turn aside you, except if you take away the blind and what was this? Forgot what they used, and the lame. Right. Osiris Christ. The water bars are the blind and the lame. La amar, saying or to say. In this case, they used it as thinking. Thinking. La amar, to say or saying, or in this case, thinking. Thinking. Thinking what? Not or cannot he come in. He come in. Is Yah at the beginning? You already know is he. He come in. Thinking cannot he come in. Thinking he cannot come in. Who is the he? The he is just pointing to David. Thinking cannot come in, David. Thinking David, right up here, cannot come in. And the last one is hither or here. Thinking David cannot come in here. And went the king. Oh, Salakia, and with the king. Salakia, let me just do it again. Why Yalak and went Hamalak the king, why Anashim and his men, Jerusalem to Jerusalem. Al Ha Yabasia to the Jebusites, Yawashab inhabitants, to the Jebusites the inhabitants, Ha'aratazah of the land, Waya Amor, and said, Salakia, and said, La Dawada to David, La Amor saying, Salakia, and spoke to David. Waya Amor and spoke to David. Waya Amor Dawada, La Dawada, and spoke to David. La Amor saying, La not Thabawa'a come in. Not thou shalt come in. Saying you will not come in. Hana here or hither. Kaya except if. Kaya except if. Hasawarka
What was this? I forget. Thou take away, or you take away, ha'aworium, the blind, wahapasakim, and the lame, la'amor, thinking, la'a, cannot, yabawa'a, come in, gawada, David, hana, here, thinking David cannot come in here. Now here is the big one, Barzal. This one right here, we're going to read this next one. I'm going to read it in Hebrew. Now you read it in English. And this is a bonus. This is the one that Israel going to stand on right here. Let's take away the Yiddish. Okay? First, let me check and see if we got any questions real quick. Just make sure we ain't got no questions on that. We don't, good. Let's get into it. Bang. This is what Israel going to stand on. 2 Samuel 5 and 7. Wayalaka dawada af. Af. You know what that means. I mean, he only talking about whatever he talking about. It's specific or directly. It's to show direction. Wayalak dawada af ma tazaka. All right, well, matazada. Taza yawan. Salakia. Tazayawan. Ha ya'a. Ayar dawada. Like I got a little tongue tied. Wayalak dawada af matazadaf to Zion, which is Zion. Haya'ah ayar dawada. Let's read what it says. Baba Kashar, 2 Samuel 5 and 7.
Come. This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 5 and verse 7. Nevertheless, David took the stronghold of Zion.
And he took. Right? Let's see if this is what it says. Nevertheless took. And he took. Now, how do we know that Yalak meant take? For some reason it was went. And for some reason we know that it means Salaki. We know that it means went, but for some reason they use that as take. Right? How do we know? Because the action word goes before the person, place, or a thing. The verb comes before the noun. Okay? So it couldn't have been and he went you or and he took. All right? David. So and he went David or and he took David or nevertheless, which they use this wa for right here. Nevertheless, took David. Go ahead. Specifically. Right here, this has no meaning, just so y'all know there is no meaning. It's to show direction. Go ahead.
Nevertheless, David took the stronghold of Zion.
Matazawad. Matazawad is matazad or matazada because they put the thought right there. All right, matazawad or matazad thought. The stronghold. Go ahead.
The same is the city of David.
The stronghold of Zion to Zion, right? Of Zion to Zion. Haya'ah, the same. The root word was hawa'ah. Is a verb to be. Is a verb to be. All right. It also means he. This is actually she. Haya'ah, right? It's the feminine. All right. And you can see it here. Third person feminine singular. I forget what the PP is. But third person feminine singular, she. Okay. All right. So the same ayar, city. The same is the city. The same is Haya'ah, ayar, city of Dawada, of David. David took the goddamn land that they thought he couldn't take. And that was Jerusalem. It's hard to Zion, Mount Zion. That the same place that they thought that they were thinking David couldn't take, David wouldn't took it. Wait, the same place they thought he couldn't come, he wouldn't took it. And now that same place is Zion, the city of David. Give the Lord a hand for that. With that being said, All right, I'm gonna bring the class back to bring it back to the classroom. All right, just wanted to break that down. I thought that would be a good one for the day to go into. That being said, Shalom Yashalom, Anya Kahan Wakwatazayan Marab, my warka, Kayahayawam, Anya, Aibar, Katha, La, Kahan, Wakwatazayan, Barzar Shalom. I'm Priest and Officer Mariah, your teacher for the day. I'll pass the class to Barzar Rakah.
Give
All right.
Priest and Officer
Put this up on the board too so y'all can see it.
It's the ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out of Rome West, out of 25th Street, all in New York, under Commanding General Yahama. Wolf, new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they are all homeless for 6 months. They are to be saluted on. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother and sister has an interest in regards to the person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother and sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, you read about it in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. Also the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. My Aisha means 10% in Hebrew, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you into the treasury department. Priest fund. Free will offering for the priest, not mandatory, whatever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation will be the closing of the Feast of Tabernacles.
Which is tomorrow.
Yeah, come tomorrow. You understand? If you got time to come through, and we're gonna give you the history, the lesson behind the culture of Israelites of what the true meaning of the feast of closing of the Feast of Tabernacles is. Remind Akim and Aqua to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, start to wear all black, boot, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And with that, I imagine, which means to stand.
We're gonna do the Lord's Prayer.
Sar, Lapumba Alpha, which means turn to face the east. Israelites, as an Israelite custom, we turn to face the east with our hands,
lifting the holy hands,
holding up our hands to water.
Right.
This is the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Repeat after me. Abanah.
Abanah.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kadash. Ayah.
Shemka. Yahweh.
Malakukah.
Lakukah. Baba'ah. Katzaka. Ayah. Aisha. Baratiza. Bawo. Ayah. Bashemayim. Kolonau. Chum. Ka. Yawom. Masalaknau. Abawafnau. Hasalaknau. Abawafyinau. Wala'ah. Habi'anau. Unisai one. Abo. Awashana. Mayum. Ra. Kaya. Laka. Malakwa. Baha'ala. Azapara. I will love you. What our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
Sorry, which means turn. Men of Israel, we're going to get a brothers and courteous salute. Men of Israel, I'm Shabbat, Imajim, Barak,
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh, Barakathum.
Yahweh, which means hands down, sorry. We're going to turn and face the sisters like Imajim. Sister Jeremiah Shabbat will be at your feet at a 45-degree angle. Your right hand clasped over your left. And when we say Barak, let the open hand smack your chest and say the salute back to the brothers. Men of Israel, we're going to get the sisters a courteous salute. Men of Israel, I'm Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh,
Hashem, Yahweh,
Yahweh, class dismissed.
Christ, what we said to the brothers was the Lord in the name of Christ bless you. We said to the sisters was the Lord watch over you in the name of Christ. Most High Christ. With that being said, Shalom Israel. Go ahead and enjoy that Sabbath, y'all. Shalom. The water for tuning in.